This is a cold start on my 2013 M135i.
Let me show you guys my car. It's nothing special, it's just a daily driver for the minute. I don't have a fun car because of insurance prices. I would quite happily get myself one of these, but no one in the world will insure me for that. But that's my car. It's a 2 litre TDI. It's the 110 horsepower model. Unfortunately, it's not the 150. Well, I think it's a 140, 150, and then it's the 170s. But I'm pretty sure. Do you know what? I don't actually know if these came in the 170s. But I know that engine did come in the 170. Just not sure if it came on this car. At some point, we're going to be refurbishing these wheels. See how filthy the car is. I only washed it 2 days ago, but the weather has not been great. I can smell Jack Steacat right here. It's not the greatest smell. You can probably die from it, but that's okay. Probably will be refurbishing the wheels at some point. Definitely not going to be diamond cutting them because that's money, and I'm not spending money on this car because I can't be arsed. I have, however, as I showed you, retrofit the steering wheel, which looks alright. I have a trim missing here as well as here. That was totally just wrecked, so I just removed it. I'm going to order an A3 shifter from an 8V. They only came in 6-speed, and this is only a 5-speed. However, I'm going to modify it a little bit so you can't see the 6 speed on it. It's a lot nicer leather. It's a lot nicer sort of knob. So that's good. This is only out because I had pretty much the whole bottom interior out of the car, which I'm gonna include pictures of. I had all the seats out, the whole carpet out, all of these panels here, to sort of deep clean the carpet. It is a little bit dirty at the moment, but it had to be done because it is a carpet with 180,000 miles in it. A little rip down there, but that's okay. So the trim is out because some of the clips broke on it, so and I have not glued them back together. However, that's the car. It is pretty clean for 180,000 miles. I really can't complain. Leather seats would be nice, but that's me just being picky. That's the rear seats. It is a little bit dirty in here at the moment. I had my sister in here actually trick-or-treating, and she had a broom with her, which left a couple of whatever they are, twigs. This is also out from the rear because the cover that was on it was missing, so I just took it out and I need to order it. As I said, I'm lazy with parts, so I have not ordered it yet. That is a part not for this car, so that's okay. That's what the car looks like from the rear. It's got a tiny bit of damage to the bumper. I will get them resprayed, the front one and the rear one, at some point, and I will paint correct the car at some point, but it's not the most of my priorities at the moment. The biggest of my priorities at the moment is probably getting the boot, because it's winter, it's going to get beat on anyway, so that's okay. That's the boot. A lot of rubbish in here, as always. You can sort of see the theme with my life. It's a bit rubbish, but that's okay. But yeah, that's the computer there, and that's the view of the interior. So yeah, that's about it for my car, really. Let me show you the front bumper, what I mean. There's more of the curved wheels. They're not really too, well, they are really curved, but that's okay. I will also do a refurbishment on the, oh, here you go. On the, I'll re-clear these headlights. I could polish them up, but that's not gonna last. I'll re-clear them properly, do a proper job. Another little bit of damage. Any of this damage, that was not me. I can drive, so that's okay. But yeah, as I said, I will get them resprayed, the front and rear bumper, at some point. Just not the biggest of my priorities right now. But that's both the cars there. part of our today's adventures is replacing the fuel filter in my car. I've already got a Bosch one in the car, so I want to do these five screws there, 5 bolts, whatever you want to call them, and take that out. Once I take that out, obviously there's going to be air in the system, so when I pop the filter back in and do it all back up, I'm going to connect it to my laptop, which is in the car. Just here, it's not on. I'll connect it up to VCDS, which is like a VAG software. It's a VW software to do sort of electrical things in the car. I'll show you that later though, but that's what it's looking like right now. Not a very clean engine bay, but that's okay. It's a TDI, so we move. I've now undone all the screws, so that's the filter in there. It is a bit manky. I've already done this job once, but I got the wrong filter, so it's not the greatest. The bolts are out, the screws, whatever you want to call them, they're out. I'll now get the filter, pop it back in, show you the difference between the filters. I mean, this one is definitely a lot dirtier than the other one. Hopefully also it's the right filter this time, so find out. Just to show you the comparison of the two filters, they're definitely this one is definitely a lot dirtier than this one, but I've popped the new silt on here now. Obviously lubed it up with diesel, so there's a bit of grime in there, but it's a diesel, so it's okay. It's a TDI. I'm going to pop the filter on here now, screw it back on, and show you that once that's done. And I will show you the software in the car, what you have to do. Maybe it might not be a tutorial, but sort of an idea of what I'm doing. So also while I'm here, a GTD steering wheel in here, from a Mark. It's a 7. Yeah, it's from a Mark 7 Golf. It's from a GTD. I have not programmed in the buttons yet because I'm pretty sure I need the clock spring, but I haven't fully read on that yet. I've upgraded the steering wheel control module, and the buttons still weren't working and nothing was lighting up. So, and this is a low line, so VW, I'm not sure if you guys know, but VW has 3 sort of, I guess, specs specs in technology in their cars. So it's a low line, midline, and a high line. So my one is a low line because you can tell by the little screen in the middle there's not much to it, so that's how you can tell. The midline, I think, has a you can see your car on there, like the shape of your car. I'm not 100% sure, but that's that. The airbag works, which is the most important thing, as well as the steering wheel. Obviously turns and that, but yeah, the buttons don't work for the minute. However, what I was trying to show you is on this computer. So I've got it connected up to VCDS just down there, as you can see. So what I have to do now, pretty much, go into engine. Let me zoom in a little bit. Go into engine, basic settings, and then fuel supply pump activation. This is not a tutorial, by the way, guys. So if anything goes wrong, not on me. I'm just showing you what I'm doing to get this working. So I've got a fuel filter back in now, in the engine bay. So that's all screwed up. Everything is fine. All I need to do is press this button a few times. It'll prime the pump. I'm not sure if you could hear it there. But it's priming the pump. It's saying that to do it. So from what I've done before, I had to prime it quite a few times actually. But it's only saying to do it once if you've not done if you've done a repair on the fuel system, rather than, for example, after extensive repairs, it requires for you to do it 3 times. Whereas I've done it multiple times because it just wasn't cranking over, because there was not enough diesel in the fuel, in the system. Because obviously it's a little bit of it stays in the old filter. You can't fully drain it, and you don't really want to do that. You don't want to get all the crud that was already in the filter. Right, let me stop rambling on. I'll do this a couple times, come back to you guys, and we'll try and start the car. So the engine is now up and running. I know I did show you guys that it did start. However, I wanted to elaborate on the check engine light. Obviously, typical VW stuff. Obviously, all it is a O2 sensor in the car. It's the one before the cat, so it is literally located right there. You can see it. It is really easy job. I just need to order it. I'm a bit lazy with ordering parts for this, but yeah, that's like a £50 part. Well, depends where I find it, at 50 to 100, whatever it is. So I need to replace that, but it doesn't cause sort of any misfires or whatever, or other issues. It's just a code in the car. It's running a bit rich, so I do need to replace that, because pretty sure, well, I'm not pretty sure, I know that it's also dropping my MPGs, and obviously you want the good MPGs out of a good TDI. At the moment, I think it's like on average about 42. I have reset the computer a couple of days ago by accident, so I can't show you what it actually is, because it's not accurate, because I've been driving sort of not very economically, I guess.
Alright guys, so while Igor has been doing the fuel filter on his Golf, I've been doing the interior on the M135i, making sure it's all nice and clean. The back seats are full of junk, but as you can see, I mean, over winter the car gets filthy, and we're only in November, but I've just been hoovering all the inside. I've still yet to clean all of the door seals and the seats, but I have been cleaning the inside, cleaned all the boot as best as I can, at least, because the whole car was absolutely filthy. I mean, as you can imagine, the driver's seat is the most dirty, but I'd say I've done a pretty good job. I'll show you guys again once I've cleaned all of the pedals, all of the door jambs and seals, but for now it's looking quite good. Alright, so I have finally cleaned the boot a bit more with a brush, so that's looking a lot nicer, and then all in the driver's side as well. Cleaned all of the leather seats so they're nice and clean. I've cleaned all along the door seal, the pedals, which is still a bit wet, but all of the mud from where you bring your shoes into the car is all gone, and it is looking a whole load better. Alright guys, so what was just changing some bulbs on the headlight has now resulted in both of the headlights off. The bumper has come off and is over there, just to change just in here, just to change that little DRL bulb from a yellow one to some slightly less yellow ones.
MOT legal.
MOT and road legal, yeah. We didn't plan on taking the bumper off, but there was literally a few screws. Now the bumper's off, the grille is just down there, and this is what it's come to change a DRL bulb.
So in this part, we're going to grind this off, because it's completely, like, I presume it was slightly tapped to the front. Well, I don't presume, I know, unless someone was a bit drunk and crashed this. But yeah, we're gonna zip it off slightly, because one, it's rusty, and two, like, it's not gonna serve any purpose anymore. And even if it will, that's okay. We're still getting rid of it. So I've got my grinder, and I'm gonna cut it off.
So just in here as well, whilst I was cleaning the interior, I'm just cleaning the steering wheel as well. Just soaked to microfiber in some hot soapy water, leaving it to soak for a bit, just to really clean it, just to take the shine back off the leather. I mean, you can see it there a little bit. It's already going back to matte, back to how it should be, which is good. It just means I've got nice clean steering wheel. Alright, so I've cleaned all the steering wheel and I've cleaned up the interior nicely If I just get inside, you guys can see all of the steering wheel is now, it's now matte again. There's some little bits that still need like a proper brush, but all of the steering wheel is back matte again. It's feeling nice. Cleaned all of the center console area, so all of that is now dust free. All of the climate control on the screen, all nice, dust free, looking fresh, not new, but looking a lot better. It's looking good for 103,000 miles, put it that way.
We put it back together now, so that's good. It all went pretty smooth. The DRL balls were upgraded. Well, I don't know if I want to call that an upgrade because they're a bit yellow still, but we're trying to keep it legal, you know. I don't want to get into trouble, of course. So we've got that changed. We put the new bulbs in here as well. There was two different ones, so one of them was pretty white, mostly whiter, but the other one was quite a lot more yellow. So we put the two of the same ones in. They are Osram Cool Blue Intense. I mean, they're the whitest ones I could find that were legal, so we'll go with that. Hopefully we don't have to take the headlights out again because that was really long. Hands are a little bit, you know, scratched up, but that's okay. We move. So that's completed for now. We'll see what we're going to do next.